beautiful people? My name is David Vieira. I'm joined by Abe and Charlie Maderos. Welcome back to the Redox Cinema channel. And for our viewers and listeners, we hope you guys are doing well. And as you guys know, episode 8 of Succession, as the creator and the showrunner said, this is the most shocking, and we don't know if this is to throw us off, but y'all, I'm very excited.
It's the big one.
Abe and Charlie, how you guys doing? How you guys feeling coming into this episode?
Feeling good. I mean, there's a lot of hype. You sent us like a billboard
Yeah.
or something, hyping this episode up.
It was in India. Yeah, this billboard was in India.
In
Mumbai.
India?
Yeah.
Okay, great. That's just, wow. So, yeah, America Decides is the name of the episode. That's going to be very interesting. Like I said before in the discussion of the last episode, I feel like this is somewhat 2020 election vibes. So let's see if they play around with those themes in here.
Yeah, as art mirrors life, Succession mirrors life. Like they really try hard.
Yeah, I'm kind of like shaking.
Those
So,
parallels.
I'm really excited. I'm so excited to see this episode.
It's like the Dune trailer all over again.
Bro.
It's because I don't know what it
Out-of-body
is with me is that
experience.
when I'm excited to watch something, I tend to get really, it's a happy anxious, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I got you.
Since I'm just like,
You're just
my
like,
God.
you're itching to get into
I'm
it.
itching to just like, let's get
This
right
is
into
the
it.
longest one since for the whole season, not by much, but an hour and
hour
5
and
minutes
five,
is the
yeah.
longest
Hour and five.
runtime so far. So
Yeah, and for our new viewers, thing that we're doing here now is that we're reading comments from our past videos, and I'm gonna read 3 that set out to us.
Bet.
First one is from SETI Fan 11. Shout out you. And this person wrote, "Am I wrong for thinking that Tom and Shiv do love each other? But it's toxic because they're toxic people who care more about power, status, and money. But do they love each other because otherwise this wouldn't, but they do love each other because otherwise this wouldn't hurt them so much. Shiv saying, 'I don't even care about you,' with tears streaming down her face. Of course she cares. That's part of the problem."
yeah, that's a good one. I think that. So this that definitely sheds a new perspective. I think that one thing with this is like we see with all these characters, they have a very distorted sense of love and family and all of that. That's kind of a very common theme throughout the entire show, to be real, and especially this season. So what that means to me is that like the way they show love, the way they are in their relationships are just super, super weird. Just see Logan's relationship with each one of his kids. So I think maybe that's translating here. And I think it is valid to say that, they did love each other, but from the beginning, it did feel kind of like, the marriage was more for status and power and for whatever. I don't know how much like power on Shiv's. It felt like more like she wanted power dynamic of like wanting to have power over somebody. But I think throughout everything, they've been through so much together. Like you could see that there was real hurt in that fight, that kind of breakup argument scene.
Yeah, I think there was something that Tom brought up that he met Shiv at a really low point in her life.
Yeah, she said that too.
Yeah, and I
Well,
think
she said that about the proposal.
Yeah.
about the proposal.
Because
Okay.
her dad was in the hospital, remember?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that also feels a very strong connection that they had because, they were together for some really hardship stuff,
Yeah.
and there is a connection.
Yeah.
And I do agree that they love each other.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, very interesting dynamic. This Freemason 86, freaking love that username. To be honest, I suspect Jesse said the thing about episode 8 to throw people off, so no one would think that Logan would die in episode 3. At the time of that interview, there were rumors about Logan's death due to on-set pictures of the funeral.
This is gonna be we'll find out right now.
Yeah,
If they were trying to throw us off or they weren't.
Yeah.
I mean, so far they've been good at faking us out. So like
For sure.
I mean, ever since coming back from episode 3, I don't trust y'all anymore. So we'll find out if this is truly shocking. But the fact that this is the longest runtime, the fact that they put a whole billboard in India about it, I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
He thought about that answer though. That
He really
response.
did.
He was like, maybe episode 8, or maybe he just threw that out randomly. We're gonna find out.
Yeah, and then last one comes from Mother Lover Unlimited 69.
Fine.
Started watching your guys' stuff after episode 3, and now I always look forward to your reaction after every episode. Thank you. 100%. agree when you say Succession feels more real than reality TV. The performances in the show are unreal, easily some of the best acting ever put to television. Every actor deserves an Emmy. Can't wait to see how things play out, especially with Kendall now going against the Sibs. And I get the feeling Roman is really going to blow up soon. Love you guys' videos.
Thank you for watching. On that note, has Succession won many Emmys already?
Yes, it's
Okay,
already
cool.
won.
Yeah. I don't keep up too much
It's
with the
already
Emmys.
won best
Drama.
drama.
How about the actors?
Jeremy Strong's already taken an Emmy, and I'm pretty sure Brian Cox has already taken an Emmy for the show.
Yeah,
so.
Brian Cox deserves
Not
an Emmy.
surprised.
Let's be real. Like that man, for
Yeah.
sure.
Um,
All of them, to be real.
yeah.
Like they're all fantastic.
They're gonna
actors.
take the SAG for.
Has
best
Greg gotten one
ensemble.
yet?
Yo, Greg is fired. Greg is
needs
fired.
an Emmy.
Let's not laugh, bro. He
No,
plays
he
an
is.
awkward
But
man.
it's so funny
like,
because it's crazy because the
It's
actor that
valid.
plays him,
That's why.
what is it, Nicholas Braun?
yes.
He I feel like he's a real life version of Greg. It
Yeah.
feels like he's the same person. I get that.
He's playing himself.
yeah,
I mean, I don't know too much about him, honestly, personally, but he does he just looks like that tall, lanky, awkward guy. So it feels like he's playing himself, but he does play Greg so well. So
he does.
yeah, props to all the actors.
Yeah, and guys, here we go. And before we get into this episode, thank you guys so much for subscribing. We just surpassed 500 subscribers, which is a huge milestone. And thank you guys for the support. Please, again, keep commenting. And if you're new, please subscribe. Consider subscribing. We love you guys. Charlie?
One thing before you guys
Yes.
get into
Oh,
that,
yeah.
I just have one thing to say. Again, really appreciate everybody subscribing. And we have been getting a lot of really good feedback, which is great, and just people asking us to do different things with our lighting, our set, whatnot. We've gotten a couple comments just kind of pointing out different things of like people getting distracted. Just want to call out one specific thing. The man to my right, Charlie, this man is the editor, producer, director of everything that we're doing here. So while this is happening, he's checking sound levels, he's making sure our equipment's working, he's making sure our recordings are good, our mics are good. Like he's responsible for everything. Me and Davi get to sit back and just chill and react and watch while this man has to do a whole bunch. So not to point out that any feedback that we've gotten is not valid. Just want to call that out and give some context as to why you may see him like looking over to the side or messing with something. That's kind of just Charlie making sure that everything's running well so that we don't have headaches and having to re-record an episode or anything like that.
And it's literally happening as he's speaking right now.
Exactly.
I am
Exactly.
tweaking the TV settings.
Exactly. Right. Exactly. There's nothing more on brand than Charlie fixing something while I'm, going on a little tangent. So that there was a call out about us like checking phones and stuff, which I appreciate, and I do think specifically for the discussion and as we're reacting things, it's not great for people to see us like on our phones or anything like that. So thank you for that feedback. And what we're gonna do now is actually give our phones to Davi, and he's gonna put them over there, so that we
Do not disturb.
yes,
No,
my
just-
phone's on do not disturb.
Yes,
Boom.
yes.
Take it.
And
Be
we're
gentle
gonna
with mine. I don't have a case.
and then we're just gonna be phone free and really immersed in here. So again, keep giving us feedback. We really appreciate it. We're starting out. If you and if you believe in us, right, like subscribe and you'll see our feedback. We're implementing. We're getting better, and we're trying to get better every single episode. So thank you for the patience and thanks for the support.
Let's get into
Alrighty,
it.
let's
America
get-
decides.
America decides. Let's get it. Man's literally going on. Dennis.
Jeez, bro.
Bro, I was watching the other day the man puking out of his eye holes for the mascot costume he wears in the first episode.
Oh God, I forgot about that.
And now here we are.
To the left of me, I have FDA to the right. I got to deliver the best election numbers ever because my bosses want to rip my heart out as a peace offering to all comers. So, Greg, I'm a little bit tense. Just a little bit tense.
Well, yeah, I'm feeling pretty good.
Gotta bring the headbang, my guy.
Oh, hold on.
Back by popular request.
Yeah, someone was. I got you.
I think it was Lydia. Shout out
Yeah,
Lydia.
shout out Lydia. That was a quick intro to the intro.
Yeah.
That's probably that was the
Yeah.
quickest one so far.
Yeah.
The viral thing about the woman who voted like 40 times for Jimenez.
Oh, yep. Here we go. They're gonna track down some old lady to be like, yeah, someone's voting 40 times.
Hey, Darwin, you don't, well, they're cool.
When he shoots.
What are those?
Madison? Pretty monstrous. His crew knows some unseemly venues. I danced with an old man. I got the impression.
So he had a night out with Matson.
Yes.
About Madsen with Shiv.
Oh
and
no!
their sort of
Don't do that, dude.
Well, I'm sure I don't know what you're talking about.
He has some idea because
No, he knows
Yeah, he
that
knows.
they're all in it together.
Information. It's like a bottle of fine wine. You store it, you hoard it, you save it for a special occasion, and then you smash someone's fucking face in with it.
Very strategic and
yeah.
different from Tom. It feels like.
Eggplant flag reeks of the misogynistic bravado that has so repelled the median voter. Jesus, I feel sick.
Oh, is this Gen Z analyzing politics? What's happening?
Last night, Oscar and Gregory Pegory about that.
I'm sorry, you spoke to Greg about this?
Yeah, well, he was part of a conversation just as a normalist.
Not a good idea.
He doesn't care who he shares information with. It's really weird.
All right, so Jimenez wins and he just waves the fucking deal through. And then we're what? I guess fucking last ditch, the board.
I got it. So they have company stuff riding on this election. Like they want Mencken
Shiv wants Jimenez.
because I think they want someone to deal with the regulatory stuff and pump a bunch of regulatory stuff into the deal to make it not go through.
So you're saying they all want Jimenez?
No,
No.
they
Okay.
don't want Jimenez. Shiv
Right.
does, and Matson does.
Makes sense.
We think there's an SUV and it's following us. So can we come to the office because you have good security at the office?
Where's the license plate?
The license.
Is it TR? Right, because it's probably mine. Relax, okay? Relax. Tell Sophie I love her,
Bruh.
and that is why I do everything I do.
I think he's trying to play both sides.
Yeah,
right
like
now.
exactly. That's why I'm like, what does he want?
That's weird.
Will, protect American jobs and reign in tech, and is called Daniel Win.
Oh my god, bro. He's fumbling. He's fumbling hard.
Up, man. Tonight my eye is just right here.
Of course, Shiv walks
making
in.
sure it's face-
Fumbling. Yeah, he's got no
Oh.
play. Now he's trying to make both win. He's trying to get the win of like, oh, if Jimenez wins, then his daughter's safe kind of thing. And if Jimenez wins, then, hopefully Tech, he gets the Madsen deal messed up. But that's not going to happen. He's just being so unrealistic. Trying to be the superhero for everybody.
Now what? Roman's going to Mencken?
Look at you, losing it like a massive fucking loser.
Yeah, well, but if I lose, I need to work on what assholes would call the narrative.
It's ATN to
The election was stolen.
Enough. Where's my coffee?
Tom, I don't do coffee anymore.
No, Greg, I have to be clear. I have to. If I get drowsy, then the U.S. loses credibility. China spots an opportunity, invades Taiwan,
Oh my god.
Oh my god, bro.
and we're back to amoeba. It's a long.
We're back to amoeba.
Conway, 'cause you-
Drugs?
Yeah, probably. That's wild. Why Coke of all things?
Greg, it's medically good for your brain. It is. What are you saying? All Aztecs are stupid? Don't be a racist little bitch about it. Come on.
They were ordering some for folks. I said, why not get you one?
Bodega sushi? Are you insane?
No, that's not me. That's Samson.
No, not Samson, Greg!
He is bugging.
Tonight, my digestive system is basically part of the Constitution, okay? Microwave milk and ginger shots, American bottled water, spaghetti, and olive oil, okay?
Tom is losing it, bro. He's losing it.
This is a great performance, by the way. To start.
Is there any film in these cameras?
Yeah, I think we are planning to feature Con.
Well, no, because I'm watching.
Give me some sugar, man.
I mean, maybe everyone voted for me. You don't know. Until we open the boxes, I'm just as much president as the other two. Yeah?
Let's go.
I want to see how many votes he ends up with.
If he stays with 1%, that's impressive. Good job, Con.
Too bad I didn't drop out. It just makes an election so much more interesting when you're in it.
I bet.
But he has that 1% that he's taken away from Mencken.
Yeah.
So it could be a huge swing.
Jared Mencken will defeat Governor Daniel Jimenez in the Commonwealth of Kentucky, as well as in the state of Indiana, where Mencken has enjoyed a lead over Jimenez.
I'm thinking he was going to win those states.
The touchscreen.
Hold on, we're checking
What's
it out.
happening with the touchscreen? Touchscreen is
It's
malfunctioning.
fine. It's fine.
It's not fine. You can see that it's not fine.
Oh my god, bro. He's Oh, Jesus. He's like freaking out because he's like, this night has to go perfect so that they can know that I'm useful.
It's malfunctioning. What
Dude.
the fuck is going
All right,
on?
we're on it. Graphics generator just it shot the bed.
What?
Okay, can we get an ETA
Hello?
on that replacement?
What's going on with the touchscreen?
Oh my God, Kendall was calling him
You're
too.
not on it. Fucking get on it.
Tom
Figure
knew.
it out.
You got this fire in Wisconsin? You got this?
Yes, I think we have that. Yeah.
Where are we?
We covering, Tom.
You didn't care. She suggested it to you.
He knows nothing about news.
Okay, the vibe I'm getting is this episode is chaos and it's only gonna get more chaotic. I love it. It's Antifa. Nah, it's Mencken. Nah, it's electrical. Dude, this is so on brand. This is so perfect.
Okay, well, do you know if any of the ballots are intact?
It doesn't look likely.
Where are you at?
Oh,
Depends how many
crap.
votes have gone.
Listen, can you help with the narrative? Oh yeah.
You got all the bodies that you need?
Gosh, this is crazy,
This is wild.
bro.
It's just like different people in the same building, like working for the same thing, scheming in different directions.
Because one leans towards the other party, the other like one is left, one is right.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
is-
but for their own personal
Yeah.
or whatever gain, business gain.
I just wanted to apologize for
Oh.
some of the things that I said last night. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
Do you think it's the right time to do this?
How should I frame my face? You scared that I'm gonna blab about you and Madsen?
My father just died, yeah?
Yeah.
My father just died.
Well, it was complicated, but sometimes you certainly hated him, and you also sort of killed him.
Oh my God.
Okay, you know what? Actually, also, I'm pregnant.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh! Oh!
And this is never a good time to say, but
Definitely not now.
okay.
Like, is that even true? Or is that like a new position or a tactic? Or what?
Oh my God.
I'm not.
Oh my God, bro.
I won't blame him for his rationale, though.
No, I get it. I get
Yeah.
it. Because it's also like, if this is the worst time to
Yeah.
share this news.
Even when Shiv went, I was like, Shiv, this is not the right time to bring this up.
Not
But
at all.
this is crazy. But it's so on brand for them to get in a conversation in the most heated moment. Like in a moment like this, a conversation with them would happen. Like, oh, this is crazy. This is crazy. I don't.
It's hard for even like to react or commentate because there's so much going on.
What happened, Charlie? We missed it.
We missed it.
No, it's this is like I'll probably add this here, but that's a direct comparison to that CNN thing where the guy was in front of the burning building and he's like, "Yeah, there's the building's on fire, but it's mostly peaceful." Like whatever.
It's really hard to react to what went down in that conversation between Shiv and Tom.
In general with this
Yeah,
episode, 'cause I'm just trying to follow everything. There's so much going on.
Because it's jumping boom, 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 boom to totally different places.
Were there any mail-in ballots?
I haven't talked about it yet.
Yeah, they have not
Can't
talked
be
about that
certified
yet.
until the absentee ballots are counted.
Oh, there we
So,
go.
There-
no Wisconsin well, who knows? Maybe he would, and that's not cannot let that be the thing. That's not the thing, right, Ken?
Oh, she's just now realizing that that's why they want Megan.
Respect the process. Count every vote. Are you so fucking dull? Flop your dick out. Pop a nut. Do
Fucking love this show, man. I love this show.
This feels like me and my friends in high school a little
Bro,
bit. Just like saying
that's
random stupid
literally
shit.
what this is.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm still.
Oh, it was
You good, bro?
Also the
so funny. Flop your dick out. Pop a nut.
You can't get burnt ballots back.
Bullshit. Just bullshit.
You're
bullshit. Bullshit.
It's not
bullshit.
bullshit.
Full of fucking bullshit.
Shiv?
What?
You sound a little unhinged.
You fucking watch it, Tom. We do
Okay,
know.
okay.
Yo.
Kendall's jumping between both sides.
And if the right gets wrongly blamed for this, what would that do? If the left does? Could get nasty.
Where are you going?
I am going to the bathroom to shit. Would you like me to live stream it?
Basically, the law in Milwaukee is vague, is what they're saying, or is vague, and they don't know whether they need to count those ballots for it to be certified.
Yeah, all this stuff is very similar, reminiscent of 2020. Like a lot of these same exact scenarios were going on. What's wild is like this is right around the corner again for like in reality, for real life, because next year's election year again. So it's like,
And you think the same thing can happen in 2020?
God, are you kidding me?
You think it might be worse?
It just keeps getting
Yeah.
polarizing.
We'll see.
Yeah.
But
I don't feel good necessarily about this, Rob.
Shucks.
Yeah, see, remember when I was telling you guys about we didn't see the worst of Roman yet. In those, this is it. I'm feeling it. He's going crazy, going off the rails.
Do you find me attractive, Gregory?
That's your cousin, bro.
Oh my God, HBO doing HBO things.
Yeah, incest had to come into play at some point.
Sorry, because I'm just letting you know that if you try to fuck me, I'll kill you.
Chilled out.
Remember the comment we got last
worried
video
about
where the guy predicted that, thought that Greg and Shiv were gonna hook up.
Yeah, someone did say that.
Oh,
he's trying to position himself.
Is there an offer?
How about I offer for you to keep all your internal organs on your insides rather than I pull them out your asshole?
Dang.
Votes that exist have been tallied, and that gives Macon the state.
But you don't make the call. I make the call.
We're gonna make the call together.
You can't make the call till I make the call.
Okay.
I'm in charge. No, I'm in charge.
Spider-Man meme when they're pointing at each other.
And could there be a graphic that makes it clear the call isn't a call?
Pending call.
Something in my eyes.
Greg, hey,
Wasabi.
Is it wasabi?
Oh God.
It's got more in. It's got more in it.
What is happening in this episode?
Put water in.
What is that? It's not water.
What are you doing?
H. Christ!
No, it's natural, like medical.
Give it to me. Oh my God.
It's not that lemony. It's just a hint of lemon.
Tom, you shouldn't really be in here. And a very good evening to you.
Oh my God,
Oh
bro!
my
This
God.
is just getting worse and worse.
The way he came in.
Give me my airtime for my less than 1%. Damn it. CNN
Yo,
was
they
calling.
actually called it.
Nonetheless, our decision desk is confident in making this call. Jared Macon has won the state of Wisconsin.
Oh, this is so bad. This is so bad.
They're like falsifying wins.
Yeah,
Or
well, but it
misleading
doesn't
people.
even matter because like they don't even decide. Obviously, like it's the
Right.
Electoral Commission of the states, the cities, like all that. Like they're gonna lose so much credibility by doing this if it's wrong.
Right, but the thing that I'm getting from this that I very much saw with the 2020 election is like it's a competition of who can put on the biggest entertainment that night to get the most viewership. It doesn't matter if they're reporting the true facts, the numbers, whatever. They can just make shit up. At the end of the day, there's going to be an actual result they're going to have to give. But during that whole period, they can say whatever the fuck they want.
And then they can say, oh, but my calculations were a little bit wrong because there's a margin of error here, there.
But it'll keep people glued to the screen.
Will likely be the next president of the United States.
Yes.
And I, for one, wish him well.
Connor was running for president.
Not Frank, bro.
If we don't call it early and he wins anyway...
You have to kind of remember too that Kendall had a very kind of left-wingy phase when he was doing that whole social media stuff. Like he was trying to be kind of on the left.
He's more centrist.
He's definitely more centrist than he's comfortable with Macon. This is such a strange conversation to have because they don't have any actual power in this election. So it's like, they think they have way more power than they actually do? I think that's kind of a theme here.
They will block Madsen's deal.
This is where he jumps to the other side.
We call it for him. That gives him legitimacy to declare. I mean, we're in bed with him.
But he doesn't know yet that Shiv is, in bed with Madsen.
We all want to stop Madsen, right? That's the thing.
Cap.
Yeah, see, so it's mostly like influence. It doesn't matter if it's going to help him now. It can help him in the future if he runs again.
I know you mean. You see what he said? I don't think I'm a good father.
Could you try once, direct to me, to get something from them to block the deal?
Yeah.
What is she deciding here?
She holds all the cards, bro.
Yeah, so she's just saying, yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Logan is turning in his grave, like rolling, bro. Like
he's about to wake up right now.
Straight up strangle all his kids.
Like, what did Nate actually say?
He said they would talk and that they could see the arguments, and I think it's encouraging. What are you doing?
I'm gonna call. I'm gonna be very direct. We just need a little bit more.
Don't call him.
Why?
They're busy.
Oh, no.
They're busy.
Okay, let it unravel.
Oh,
Let it
no.
unravel.
Okay, bad faith argument.
I'm telling you.
Just telling you.
See the look?
Aged. Buzzes along, you know. It's just waste of fucking time.
Oh, the epiphany, bro.
Bro.
Hey, Greg, can I ask you a question? What's up?
Oh.
Do you know if there's something going on?
Greg's not gonna spill, though, right?
Oh my God.
Greg's not gonna spill, though.
Greg would spill if he thinks that
He would spill because of that conversation I had with Shiv.
he would spill. He would spill if he means it's safe for him. Like if his position is safe.
She didn't get anything from Nate.
Really?
She didn't speak to Nate. And she's in with Madsen.
Sorry, what?
No, I did what we all agreed to. No, I
fucking asked you some real questions, Shiv. I wondered why you looked like a goose trying to shit a house brick, you piece of dirt.
Okay, well, you got yourself a little fucking side deal here?
No, I have some options. And you two.
Mencken, right?
Mencken.
No,
Yeah.
what?
Tom!
Yeah, she did a real bad job covering her tracks.
There comes a time where you
Oh
have
my
to stand.
gosh.
What you? I'll go public. I'll go to the papers and people and tell them what you're actually fucking doing.
Wow, if you're gonna just be hysterical.
Yo.
I'm so.
This is crazy.
Call the election?
Call it.
No.
Call it.
No, Tom. No, you're making a terrible mistake. Please don't.
Hey guys, it's not my call. Say so. I
Call
say
it.
so.
I say so.
Pontius Pilate.
No one cares. No one cares. Whatever that is.
Hey, tell him I'm coming down. Okay. Yes, we're gonna call it. Yeah, we're calling from Mencken.
Alright.
Oh my gosh.
Yo. Now everything has been revealed.
All the cards are on the table.
Everything, yeah.
Everybody, calling it for Mencken.
Everyone's shook.
Oh my God.
Everyone is like, no. It's kind of like their
It's-
power now becomes, I don't know, like America now sees who Waystar really is.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's also the competition of being first, not
Yeah.
being accurate. You know, that's a whole thing with news as well.
Yeah, but even then, like, you definitely don't want to lose a level of credibility with like falsely calling an election. Like that's a big issue.
But this is something that we've seen play out over the past several years. A lot of these news organizations, they don't care to a certain extent.
No news
They will-
organization has falsely called the direct.
No, not in this way. I'm saying the analogy here of falsely reporting certain things and then just like redacting it, getting away with it, and being like, "Oh, sorry," get a little slap on the wrist and move on, type of
So
thing.
this is now showing this won't be a slap on the wrist.
This one, probably not. Probably not. This is too much of a. It's too big of a lie to be a slap on the wrist. There's gonna be serious consequences for it. Has to be.
And it all comes down to power within the family.
Yeah. I think you can tell like Ken didn't want to do this, but he
Hurt.
did it
He was
as
hurt.
to get back to Shiv.
Hurt.
You just made a night of good TV. That's what we've done. Nothing happens.
Things do happen.
Yeah, so now I wonder if they allude to riot, January 6th type thing, whatever.
Oh my gosh.
This is a little pointed.
Made personally by ATN boss Tom Wamsgans.
What?
There's gonna be big repercussions. The whole thing could collapse.
Everything could
from
fall.
it.
Yeah, everything's gonna fall.
Yeah. They just lose their credibility.
Oh, they're watching PGN. PGN is
Yeah.
attacking him. Okay, I thought that was ATM for a hot second. I was like, what the hell?
Some people just can't cut a deal for grit.
I'm trying to frame all of this because this was nuts. This episode was actually crazy. But the way I'm seeing this now is that at the beginning, what was going on between the family was staying in the family. Them fighting for power, that was all done inside Waystar. It wasn't done outside Waystar. Everyone who was in the business knew about it. But I think now America will now be part of what this whole shenanigans is going on. Like now everyone is part of this. It's not just Waystar. It's
How
not
do you
just
how do you mean?
because I think now they're gonna leak everything, so everyone's gonna have an opinion on it, and people are gonna just
About the siblings?
Not yeah, because what they did, right?
Mhm.
What they did was not right, in my opinion.
Mhm.
So, I think now it becomes public that Waystar, I don't know, could go down.
I mean,
I'm trying to, yeah, I don't know if that makes sense, but that's.
I see what you're saying, but I think, well, just to like push back on that, we've seen the whole cruises stuff.
Yeah.
We've seen them go to Congress and like be, fighting for their lives and their credibility already. Here we are again. I think the issue here is like there seems to be a lot of like flailing with Waystar, and there doesn't seem to be like a strong plan of action of like what is going on. And I think we saw that in this episode, like pure chaos.
Like everything is a mess.
Nobody, you don't know who's calling the shots. Is it Roman? Is it Kendall? Are they on the same page? What's Shiv's influence? Connor got in the middle of it and said some random ass shit that like only like Roman let him do, and it was like just a mess, like an absolute mess of an episode. And I think that's what the public is seeing, is going to start seeing now, is like, oh my God, like they really are messy. Like
they don't know how to do their
mess.
job.
They don't know what they're
and
doing.
That's why I think now everyone becomes part of this whole deal.
Mm.
It's not just the government; it's also the people.
Yeah, I'm interested to see, because oh my God, dude, there's so much going on in my brain right now that I'm trying to focus my thoughts and like actually make coherent sentences.
I don't know if I'm
and
making sense.
It's
I'm
not
sorry if
working.
I'm not.
I see what you're saying. I think that now people are going to be very much playing a role not only in Waystar but also Gojo, because if the statement comes out and like what's happening, like both these things, that these events, the statement that's going to come out about India and what just happened with the election can fluctuate like crazy the stock prices of these companies depending on what's happening. Like, I think if Waystar is losing a lot of credibility because of this, that can tank their stock prices. If we see Gojo's credibility is being tanked because of the inflated subscriber numbers, their stock price can go down. So they're fighting to eat each other, but in reality, both of them could get sunk.
Yeah.
Wild. What the hell did I just watch, dude?
You watched a bit of reality inside of TV.
But like amazing.
Yeah,
like,
it was
holy crap.
Yeah.
You know what's wild? I do a lot of like, I feel like the three of us, like sometimes we'll go to movies and we'll be like, I really have to watch this again to like catch everything. I don't feel like I usually get that with TV. This is one that I'm like, yo, I need to watch this episode again, because there's so much to follow and there's so many little nuances and things happening in the background that you're like, there's just so much to catch.
There are a lot of moving pieces in this.
Yes.
For sure.
So many.
A lot, like I said during the reaction, a lot is direct comparison to real life events that happened. Obviously they're taking their own sort of liberties with it, but I feel like
it's analogous. It's very
right. But before, like earlier on in the season when we saw all the shit going down, we were like, how the hell is this all going to end? Now I'm starting to get an idea of how this can go bad for everyone because of this episode.
Right.
Before I was just like, I have no fucking clue. But now it kind of gives me a sense of direction as to where things are going and how it will end.
Yeah, and I think it's also because it was the election, and the way I've grown up, what I know is that America's election has a huge influence not only in America but the world.
Yeah,
I think it's the most influential election in the world. Period. I think.
Well, just look at Brazil's election post American election.
Yeah,
like
it was a copy.
It was a copy and paste.
Yeah,
like America, unfortunately or fortunately, influences a lot of what happens in world politics.
Yeah.
So what just happened is going to have ripples into.
So what Waystar did is,
and that's why Shiv was talking about like, she mentioned a lot about starting wars and like whatever, like, and talking to Roman and being like, there are consequences to what you're doing. Yeah. Like, there's a lot of potential consequences that can happen based on what the hell they just did, what Roman just decided to do, and Ken, because I really want to talk about Ken's decision there, because I think that he was torn this entire episode on what he thought was right, what to do.
Ken remained at the center until he swung right.
Yeah,
essentially.
Yeah,
and he only did it to.
He did it because his feelings were hurt.
Yes, he only did it because he felt betrayal. Because it kind of reminds me of season 1, because if you remember, in the beginning of the season, beginning of season 1, he's working to secure Volter, and then he's potentially going to be named as the heir apparent and the next in line for CEO, and then Logan doesn't do that, right? Obviously, the health things happen with Logan, but what does he try to do? He tries to kill Logan, and in this same sense, as soon as he figures out like Shiv is betraying him, he's like, "Nah, I'm killing you."
Yeah,
like I can't. He doesn't take betrayal well at all, and I mean, who does? But like his instant reaction was to stab her in the back, or stab her right back.
And how crazy Logan was. It's so insane to see how wise he actually was when it came to business decisions.
1000%.
How the kids are still acting on feelings. Logan, even though the man was absolutely crazy, he had the experience and he always made a decision off facts and not his feelings.
Mm-hmm.
Off his feelings too sometimes.
But
he would rationalize it somehow.
Yeah. There was some logic behind it.
I just think he would think a lot more before he made a decision.
Yeah.
For sure. So when they were comparing this whole time, like, oh yeah, Dad would have done it this way, blah blah blah, bullshit. I think maybe the result might have been the same, but the way to get there would have been different.
I do think that Roman is right and wrong in this episode, and let me tell you why. His whole thing is like, Dad would have done whatever the hell he wanted, which is true.
Yes,
but it does not mean that he's going to do exactly this and make rash decisions based on, however he thinks he wanted to get power. It is a dicey one because you could see like Logan did want the president in his pocket. Like that was definitely his thing. If he wasn't going to have Jimenez in his pocket, he probably would have swung Mencken. So that I do think is true to Logan. But the whole calling the election in Wisconsin thing, like all that is very dicey and messy, and I can't really say whether or not I know if Logan would make that kind of call. I personally don't think so. Because that's just way too much. As far as like reputation and whatever, I feel like that's too damaging of a thing that Logan would have done. But maybe I'm wrong. Call me out if you think I'm wrong.
It's hard to tell because also like the last bit that we really saw of Logan before he died was him in the middle of the floor in ATN giving like that crazy speech to everyone, and it just looked like he was gonna go off the walls.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Right, he was ready to just go ape shit with ATN. So maybe he would have done the same thing.
Yeah, but it's like, okay, let me pose different scenarios. Like maybe he would have helped Mencken win, but not in this way.
Right.
Like,
the thing is, to the viewer, right, to us, it makes us think a what if. That's why I'm analyzing it now, and it's like the whole writing and the progression of the story is genius.
It's genius
because they had that moment happen. It makes us think back to that, and
Yes.
then eliminating Logan from the story now makes you be like, well, is Logan really better than his kids are? But we saw 4 seasons with 3 episodes of him being a complete jackass the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, what are they trying to tell us? Is Logan actually the good guy? Like it's.
Well, I think what we've always talked about Succession is that
no
one
good
is.
guys.
There's
no one's the good guy,
guy.
but like if you're comparing this family, these kids are way more problematic than we've ever seen Logan be. I think
100%. But whose fault is that? Who has some fault on that?
Of course.
Not some.
It's
Who
no,
has
it's his,
a lot of
it's
fault.
Logan's fault
Yeah.
and broken family, whatever, all that stuff. But just like the
I think
decisions that they
we're
make,
we're seeing the consequences of
him not raising his
Yeah.
kids in the right way, like him not like truly guiding his kids. And like as much as he was a great businessman and decision maker, like it's very apparent he wasn't a great father, and that's what's now we're seeing the repercussions of that through his kids' actions.
I think maybe the theme of this season, and maybe I'm wrong, but in the writers' room they were like, let's show how Logan was not a good father, and let's kill him off, and let's show why he wasn't a good father,
and they all have
how this has consequences.
But
to a start,
but
I don't know.
On the other side, you're still thinking back to what Logan would have done in the situation, and then being like, yeah, he would have been the good guy in the situation.
And then you compare.
It's wild. It's wild. And I think that the kids all have a complex of wanting to play Logan. Do you know what I mean? Like that's why they're all doing these different dealings and whatnot. I think Ken is like almost coming to the realization, or was at one point coming to the realization of like, I don't know if I can be Logan in this
So
episode.
Shiv snapped him back right into it.
Right back into
Yep.
Okay, now I can be a killer because people aren't my friend. One thing that I wanted to mention specifically about how Logan would have potentially handled this differently, I think Logan could have closed with Khan in terms of giving Mencken the percentages and making Khan concede. Roman wasn't able to do that.
Right.
Logan would have been able to do that.
Right.
And he wouldn't have had to potentially, we don't know for a fact, but I'm speculating here. He maybe would not have had to call Wisconsin for Mencken to win.
Yeah.
Maybe he would have had percentages prior to that, because at the point that Khan conceded, it didn't matter. Like there's no people had already voted.
Yes.
I'm surprised that they didn't try to buy Khan out, like buy him off.
They did.
They tried, but they
did.
Gave
They
him
offer
a horrible
him money,
offer, bro. They gave him a horrible.
They gave him really bad offers.
They gave him offers to be like some sort of political figure or whatever, but like
ambassador for.
I think they should have
what
maybe
country?
tried to throw money at him.
That's
but I don't
corruption.
think they have money.
That's full corruption. Like that's
They don't care.
Nah, they do. They do. Like you definitely don't. You definitely, if you're a like in the political arena, like you don't want to be, oh man, you paid somebody off to like that's pure corruption.
Bro, they just called states that the voting wasn't decided towards another candidate. That's corruption too.
Oh no, 100%. But they didn't pay them to do that. They didn't say, well, if you don't do this, whatever. Like,
hey, but what is
that
it?
they
But
said.
what does
that's
it
what I'm
do?
saying. There's lines. There's blurred lines.
Yeah.
The lines are blurred when you offer a cabinet position. That is low key corruption as well. But it's much more clear and cut and dry when you're bribing. Like there are laws against that. So when you're throwing money at somebody to do something, or you're saying extortion, where you're like,
Right.
if you don't do this, then I'm going to do this, and it's going to screw you over. That's
Right.
corruption. So like you have, when in this political arena, you have to play it the right way.
It wouldn't have
and
worked.
They did.
Like if Logan was around, he would have been able to just say it, and because
He would have been
his
able to
dad-
look Khan in the face and been like, "You're not a serious person. Give your things up for
Yeah,
Mencken,"
get out.
and Khan would have said, "Fine."
Yeah.
Because
he fears him.
He fears him,
Insane
and he
fear.
respects his dad.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think he would have given it up. So this is why I'm sitting here now, and that's why Roman was so pissed off that he couldn't close that, because he was like, that was what, like, riding on this. You know what I mean? I mean, it's only 1%, so then again, you never know if it could have been a huge swing or not, but it still could have counted, right? Yeah, there's so much to unpack in this.
There
episode,
is a
man.
lot to unpack here. It was.
I'm kind of surprised now thinking about it, how they didn't try to stop him, Connor, from running like earlier on. Because how didn't they see this
I think
coming?
they did. I think they were kind of like. I think they just dropped hints of like.
They did for sure. They were like, oh, whatever, blah blah. Blah. And Logan never gave it any mind at all. But I was just surprised, like the whole look of it. I'm surprised that Logan wasn't just like, nope, don't do it, sort of thing.
Connor is the least serious of the kids. Like he is
that's the problem.
And
No
I
one
think
has ever taken Connor serious. So when it got to the
Exactly.
point where Roman went up to him and was like, "No, drop the election," Connor, I think, realized no, he has a serious.
or
and
he wants to appear serious.
Yeah. So then
and he doesn't want people to think he's a joke.
Yeah. So then he was like, "No, I'm gonna stick by it."
Yeah, exactly.
It's absolute mayhem. It's crazy.
Hmm.
And like I said in this episode, what happened is everything is now on the table. Everyone had secrets on one another, but now
It's all out there.
everything is out there.
It's all out there.
So things can get leaked. Things can go. That's why I'm saying that everyone is involved in this now.
Mm-hmm. Now they're all gonna like it's not a chess game anymore. It's checkers. Like it's literally like it's
Yeah.
literally just like full on moves out in the open. I don't really know if there's much that you can do now at this point. That's like secret side deals and shadow moves, stuff like Shiv was doing. I don't see that. I think it's all guns blazing and all out in the open now.
I want to go to that scene of Shiv and Tom.
Yeah, I was about to mention that.
Like we said, I didn't know how to react in that moment. I
was shocked.
Yeah, it was super shocking, and I was trying to predict when Shiv would tell Tom, and I never thought in that situation where she just said it. But yeah,
I want to unpack that. What do you think? I'll ask both of you. What do you think her motivation was for having that trying to have that initial conversation with Tom, and then revealing that she was pregnant? Like, what was the motivation between those two things?
Okay, so I think she knows that he's the head of ATN and he has a lot of control on what is being said on the station.
Mm-hmm.
He is the last word. He is what, dictates how the night will go. And I think she wanted to make sure that he didn't do anything stupid and something where it makes ATN look bad and lose credibility.
Or just make Mencken win.
Yeah,
Because
because she obviously was siding with Jimenez, so I think she just wanted him to just, I don't know, kind of be neutral.
Yeah, I think she was. What do you think, Charlie?
Sorry, I think that she was just trying to get him to kind of feel for her in that moment and kind of play in her direction.
Yeah, and also I think become her puppet again, where if she goes up to him and be like, Tom, you have to do this, he does it.
Yeah.
And he doesn't listen to Kendall and Roman.
But after all that, and then Tom, finally feeling like he has control and the reins of everything, it didn't really faze him when she told him that she was pregnant. He was kind of like, he was like, is this a tactic? Like, are you bullshitting me type of thing? So, she definitely was using the pregnancy thing as a way to try to, get Tom back and start manipulating him again, but he wasn't going for it this time.
I saw this as I feel like the past few episodes, especially the last episode to this one, has been kind of a steady progression of Shiv losing control. Yeah. Just very quickly we saw that she had a lot of cards to play and had a lot of leverage, and all of a sudden it started to feel, and you could sense with her that her leverage was unraveling and that she was feeling like she was losing control.
Yeah.
And after that argument with Tom, she had one less person that was on her side, one more person against her.
Mm-hmm.
And now this conversation, all of that leading up to the conversation with Tom, she's starting to feel, okay, Ken's on one page that I'm not on. Roman's on another page.
Yeah.
Everyone is on a different page than me. And I really, she doesn't want Mencken to win because she hates Mencken. Like she's left. She's left.
Yeah.
So that, and then second, she's in bed with Mattson. So she wants that deal to go through. And she's like flailing. She's flailing. She's trying to pick at somebody. She needs some ally. She wants some person to help her. And Tom was that last resort.
Yeah.
And she goes to it. Tom is not reciprocating. So she drops a bomb. And she's flailing. Like that was the last ditch effort to try to get Tom to be on her side, to empathize with her. And Tom's literally reaction was like, do I even believe you? Like, do I even, because Tom sees right through the BS with Shiv.
Yeah.
Like he knows her better than anyone.
I think he's the only one that can read her.
Yes.
The only one.
Like he sees through the BS with her, and he sees like I don't know. Well, I do and I don't. But like he has a hard time telling when she's truthful and when she's telling the truth, or when she's just playing him, or just playing people in general, because she's very good at being manipulative. So I thought that was kind of just like the steady decline of her losing control over the situation.
Would you say that's been the progression for everyone, losing control of the situation? Because everyone, I feel like in this episode we saw everyone lose control of the situation. And
yeah,
would you say that's the progression of this entire season?
Yeah, I do think so. I think that it's a lot of very quick rises and falls to power, because like at some point or another we saw each of these characters like be the main force or the power, right? Even Logan, right? Like the metaphor of Logan, just like, he's rising up to ATN and really gonna take ATN, then he dies. And then you see Ken kind of stepping up as a CEO kind of thing, and then he starts flailing. Like he starts fading away. In this episode, he starts doubting if he can be CEO. And then you see Roman absolutely lose it on the mountain, and now he's out here like making crazy moves and trying to play Logan. And it's just a mess. Like it's an absolute mess, and everybody rises and falls to power. And I think that this season, all of the seasons, this entire story, but like I think this season is very much a rise and fall for everybody.
Yeah.
Even Mattson.
Yes.
Because Mattson, at some point, we thought during the season, like, he's too smart for them. He has too much control. He has everything. And then you realize he's arrogant. He has a loud mouth. He can't control, he has
no filter.
He has no filter. He's like kind of absurd and crude. And like, that is all messy for this deal. And you saw really quickly us go from like, damn, like, he's kind of the central figure of all this now. And, he's the one that everyone's got to kind of play through. And then we realize he's a mess. We realize he's a mess too. And it's wild.
This is It's crazy.
This show is incredible.
Yeah.
This show is absolutely amazing. Like, I hope you realize what we're watching right now, because like this is some of the best television I think I will ever
We're
see.
watching something that's gonna go down in the history books.
Deadass.
This
Straight
is- I can say this. I've never seen something written like this ever for
No.
a show. This is insane writing.
Jesse Armstrong?
Jesse, he's a showrunner. Yeah,
Bro.
This episode was written by him.
Right. Insane. Insane. Like what Charlie was talking about with the writing, everything
It
coming
just
back.
like I like making some films here and there. It just makes me want to give up because this is just insane.
Dude, yeah.
It's like, how do I,
That's what I was telling you before. I mean, like,
How do you compete, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just appreciating.
Yeah, it's
but
insane.
But at some point, it's like you're like, oh, sometimes you watch TV or a movie and you're like, oh yeah, I can see how they wrote that, or they come to that conclusion, or how they brainstorm this stuff, and it's like, bro, I'm just in awe. Like at this point, I'm like, I could never even touch writing something like this.
No, never.
And it's incredible.
And the more you think of it too, it's not like they're doing anything super crazy complex. They're keeping like storylines and things like pretty simple, and kind of like even the dialogue is very like stripped down and like realistic,
right?
Ish, But just the way that they build everything together turns out to be perfect.
And the little nuances of everything that happens before that makes you think, like the things that we talked about with Logan, and the things about how he raised the kids, and like we get one scene where Kendall's like, oh, how you used to beat Roman, how you used to, not pay attention to Connor, and blah, blah, blah. Like, we got that context like a little bit. That was so intentional for us to be able to understand the psychology of the characters. Like, it's so... it's these little nuances that really add layers to the show, bro. And it's like, oh my God, it's incredible. It's so incredible and so well done.
Oh, this show is freaking ridiculous, man. This show is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous.
2 more episodes. Let's see how it goes.
And I can't believe we have 2 more episodes. And now I'm pissed off that we only have 2 more episodes left because I just want to see more.
It would basically have 2.5 because the last one's an hour.
An hour and a half.
So
True.
That's gonna be crazy.
And we still have the funeral. I think the
funeral's
funeral's
the next episode. Yeah, it's the next episode.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Is there anything to wrap up in this conversation that we did?
Do we want to watch the trailer and then we can get into another aspect of the conversation?
Yeah, and I'll just caveat for people
Yes.
about the trailer or whatever. Okay, so you'll notice that we had a discussion and we haven't yet watched this teaser trailer because apparently our comment section and our subscribers are very divided. Some people want to see the teaser and some people don't. And that's fine if you don't want to see the teaser. I'm usually a person that skips, so that's okay. If you don't want to see it, click off the video now. That's cool. Hit the like button and subscribe. Goodbye. Love you. We are going to watch the teaser, so if you want to watch the teaser, we're going to stick around here now, and we can.
And heads up, this episode is also available on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
True.
So if you want to listen to our discussion, you watch the reaction, but you don't have time to listen to the discussion. You wake up in the morning, you're heading to work. Listen to our discussion because, this is our initial reaction. Yep. And I know there's a lot of things that we probably missed this episode that you guys will comment on. And I greatly appreciate that because I know a lot of people point us to directions that we miss. And I want you guys to listen to the discussion as well because, again, it just adds to more of the conversation when more people are commenting things that we're talking about. Nicholas Bertel was in his bag this episode.
I couldn't even notice.
The score in this episode was so really,
bro. There was so much happening that I couldn't even follow the score.
Yo, the score was. Go back.
Yeah, that's why I said I have to watch this episode a million times.
Me too. But one thing I was adamant. I was listening to the score and the times it was coming in. I was like, this is crazy.
Oh yeah, no, his time,
the timing of everything, and
but that's editing too.
The editing in the show is ridiculous. The show's. I'm mad now.
Let's get into the trailer, bro.
I'm pissed. This show's so good.
My father, Logan Roy, was a great man in the true sense of the word. Don't I perhaps remind you of him? Just a little.
Nepotism.
His demise was carried, written in fire.
Oh,
there he is.
Over 7 continents. A great man indeed. See Shippy cry. See Teddy die. See Roman the Showman light up the sky. I am the man. I am the man.
Oh my God, bro. That's
Yeah.
the one. That's the one.
He's
This is
gonna-
the
It's like
episode.
you think the perspective I'm getting from Roman, even from past episode, is that I feel like now he feels like he's on top.
Bro, he
feels
has
like
a god
yeah,
complex.
Yeah, he
He has
feels
a
like
god
he
complex.
has the power. But the reality we're seeing, we're like, bro, you are going crazy.
Yeah. We're seeing him as moving wild and moving chaotic, but like he very much has a god complex. And I think, you know what I think triggered this? It goes back to the second to last episode, the second episode when Logan said to him, I need you. And from that moment, I think his head inflated 1,000,000 times.
Yeah.
And from the second that his dad died, now he feels like it's on his shoulders purely to carry his legacy and to be Logan. So now I think that is what's leading him to do this. Like I
he
think
spent an entire life of his dad like sort of neglecting him or even abusing him, as it was suggested, and then that one time that his dad says, I need you, boom.
He forgets everything else in the past, and he
Yes.
said, you know
Yep.
what? I'm sticking with it.
Yep. Oh my God. That was that teaser was also great. I was on the fence just now about like, damn, did they just show too much? But no, I think it gives you a perfect window into what you might get into this episode, but without spoiling too much.
That made me excited now.
Yeah.
Oh my God, bro.
I got goosebumps watching that teaser. It was...
Okay.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
What
Yo.
are you gonna do now, man? Wait a whole week?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't.
Somebody's gonna hack into the HBO Max
and leak that.
Remember when they leaked the House of the Dragon episode?
Yeah, they leaked the finale early or something.
Yeah, they did.
Don't do that.
Don't do it.
Please don't do it. Let's respect it. Let's respect the release calendar.
Yes, let's respect it.
Yeah, let's respect it.
Oh my
I want to watch it on. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, I don't do that.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna have to try to wrap this, but my head is exploding. But thank you guys for watching and listening to this. If you are new, please like, subscribe, and comment. Y'all, we love you guys. See you soon for The Funeral, episode 9.
Peace.